Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna explain and break down the concept of pressure, help you understand better what pressure is. Now, pressure can be mathematically expressed as force all over area. Now, with this mathematical representation, most of the people find it difficult to understand the concept. Now, let me make it easier for you to understand. Say we are applying a force of 1, and say the area of the object is maybe 10. Then we know that our pressure is going to be 1 all over 10, which is going to be 0, 1. Yeah? Now, in contrast, let us say we are applying a force of how much? Of 10, and we have the area of the object, or the surface area of the object being 1. Now here, our pressure is going to be 10. Notice the difference. See, pressure is high if we increase the force but decrease the area. But pressure is low when we do what? When we increase the area and decrease the force. Let's take that to a real life situation. Say you have a paper and a pen. Yeah? You have a paper like this and a pen. I'm not a good artist, so yeah, you'll forgive. Yeah, a paper and a pen like this. Yeah? Now, what is the surface area of the point of the pen? The surface area of the point of the pen. This is a very, very, very small area. Ne? Now, let us take it to our discussion here. So, our area is small, but the force that you are applying to using this pen on this paper is going to be great. Now, here, let's say we have the greater force, which is 10, and the lower surface area, which is 1. Now, it means your pressure is going to be high. That's why it's easy for you to punch a hole in a pen. On paper using a pen. Now, what happens when you, what other example that we can use for having a minor force but a greater surface area and reducing the pressure? Now, think of a dull nail. Yeah? Say you have a nail here like this, and then you have your hammer. Yeah? This is a hammer, and this is your nail. Yeah? What happens when you are trying to knock a very dull nail on a surface? Yeah? Say on on a table like this, or on any other structure. So if your nail is dull and not very sharp, it means the surface area of the point of the nail it has a greater surface area. Now, when it has a greater surface area, it's going to be difficult for you to punch it inside the structure using the force that you normally use when punching a nail on a structure. Say this. So this example here will go along with our first one. So the force, no matter how much you increase it, but if the surface area is high, if the surface area is higher than the force being applied, you are going to have a very small pressure, which is going to make it difficult for you to punch a structure using a hammer and a dull nail. But say, for the conclusion of this example, say now you are sharpening that nail. If you sharpen that nail, notice you are going to reduce the area. You are going to reduce the area of the point. Now, when you reduce the area, what happens when you reduce the area of the point? Now, let's say we are reducing the area of the point here. We have 1 over 10. Let's say we are reducing this area to how much? To 2. then you're going to have 0.5 as your pressure. Notice now the pressure has done what? It has increased. It means now the pressure of this nail being punched here is going to increase and make it easier for you to punch the nail than it was when you had the area of 10. Now that is the concept of pressure. Thank you.